In the past, a lot of poets and philosophers and artists of all sort have found meaning in romance and relationship and love. I find myself in philosophical discussions about different kinds of emotion, love, hate, anger, things like that. And it just pisses me off, so I try not to do that kind of thing. And when I find people talking about how they're experts at these different things when, their job and training and anything else doesn't really have anything to do with that, my answer is that different emotions are subjective, period. You have the subjective reality just trying to distinguish different claims. Once you get into emotions, you're talking 100% opinion. How are you going to tell somebody they're wrong about what they feel? That doesn't make them an expert at emotions. It makes them an expert at what they feel and what they think, but they don't differentiate. That doesn't mean that they don't speak for all of love or all of hate or all of angers and the different scenarios which all of these emotions exist in. Another thing I remember when I was young learning about all these different enlightened individuals is they would say how only few would understand. And I think that I'm at that point because I'm in such a minority about things. I'm an atheist, I'm a minority. I'm an anarchist, I'm a minority. I'm a minority among anarchists and atheists. I'm the atheist, I'm the extreme, I'm the max. The things that I believe in are the things that I question most. And I highly recommend that for everyone. So I think that once you enter this certain level of transcendence, you move into this area of isolation also. I grew up very different from everyone. I kind of made a pact with myself when I was a child that I was going to live a different life than anyone. And that I was going to be the most unique individual I could ever be. So being misunderstood is no strange feeling for me. However, over the last few years I've been experiencing this sort of, it feels like a downward spiral and an upward spiral at the same time. The upward spiral is following continuous research and learning the different things about everything and positive experiences. While the downward spiral is the majority of people trying to suck you back down into their group accepted ignorance. And I don't want to put down the giant mass of everyone. I understand that they're victims of ignorance. But I only have so much patience taking them on one at a time. When I started out, my main concern was enlightening people. And I'm still mainly concerned with enlightening people. However, I'm not interested in the bullshit the religious people do to fuck me over and silence me. Because as an atheist, you take on all religions. It's not just the Christians. It's all religions. All pseudoscience. Being a skeptic is hard. You see things you like, then you have to separate claim from opinion and understand what is the skeptical view of every single thing that you encounter. It's not easy. Thankfully, I have other skeptic friends online who will call me out on bullshit whenever possible. Because that's what the skeptic does. We constantly look for the bullshit in everything. And that's why we're the first to say so when it happens. So few people understand what it is to have a philosophy based on first principles. If you don't have a philosophy based on first principles, then you're just believing somebody else told you. Completely. It's easy to sit here and argue back and forth about different philosophical points of view or scenarios, but when you get face to face in the real world and you start to find that there's violent, ignorant assholes, and maybe you find your emotions ignited and you're angry, the point is in the heat of the moment, how are you going to react? When something goes down that really fucks you over, what are you going to do? Are you going to stick by peace? Are you going to show kindness in the face of opposition all the time? I don't think it's possible. But I know people right here who are so calm and have so much poise. I'm envious. I was raised a fundamentalist. I'm lucky I got this far. Now many of you know I'm a minister with the Knights of Columbus. I've also recently been ordained as a Unitarian minister. So I'm a minister in two different religions, and I'm anti-religion. I'm anti-theist. Now I'm sure I'm not the only one in the world, but I'm not a sellout. I think anybody can go to my videos and see that it's, I was hired to be skeptical. And I think that, I'm putting it out there. What I'm getting at is that I spend a lot of time thinking about religion for religion people to get them out of the religion. Since I've had this channel, The Atheist, I'm in a little different position than when I was on Cosmic Zen, and I was actively hunting religious people to smash their religion. If you've noticed, for the last year, I've made videos to benefit freethinkers. So what I'm finding is that even though there are a lot of different atheists out there, they have a lot of different positions when it comes to all different kinds of other things. And that's why I wanted to talk about transcendence. I think that there are certain things you can learn, that there is a quantity of information out there, and you need to weed through the crap and learn quality information, information that will actually benefit you, information that's really true. There's a certain way of life that humanists and secularists and people of all types, even the religious people, would be able to benefit from it, because it would be about health and longevity and taking care of certain situations that you would have in life, where the Bible tries to teach all these stupid moral lessons. I'm talking about actual moral lessons, and not silly parables, but talking to people, relating to things, understanding that the human condition is a fluctuating thing, that all kinds of possibilities that we can't imagine will happen, and we need to be prepared and understand certain moral guidelines would lead us down a certain path, including understanding mitigating circumstances within each situation. I believe that you can teach certain things to individuals, possibly in a certain order, and these people will become more intellectual and will transcend. The change in the world starts with yourself. If you want to change yourself, then you have to really change yourself. That means become something other than what you are. See the change you want in the world and start doing that thing. And by example, other people will as well. And what I'm talking about is a collective combined effort to fuse intellectualism and wisdom into a somewhat guided path to educate people early on and educate adults, who a lot of them need more education, to guide them with an understanding that everything about this is anti-dogmatic. I think that is one of the biggest caveats of the level of understanding and the full circle of what the message I'm trying to get across here is that you find that there are certain answers, like the basis of morality. Even monkeys know they accomplish more together than they do individually. On this basis, governments exist and religions exist. And there is truth to that we accomplish more together than individually. But we don't spend enough time training each individual to be the best that they can be. And in that situation, it would make the entire group the best it could be. I'm certainly not trying to give any kind of justification to the governments or the religions. All I'm saying is that maybe there's an a-religion, the opposite of religion, where it actually talks about good morality, healthy living, ways to treat people in a good way, in a good society. You know, maybe it's a stepping stone to a utopia. Who knows? Why is everybody so fucking afraid of a utopian society? So you've got these full circle caveats. So it comes around again and you say, things should be this way or things should be that way, when there really is no should, there only is what is. And if what is isn't working, then we need to change that is. And really the only small amount of control that you think you might have is going to be over your own being. And most of us have the least amount of control over our own being. The quest for virtue continues. I need to transcend into some nicer place where I'm just nicer to the opposition. That's my thing, isn't being nice to the opposition. The entire human population could explode towards positivity. Globalization is happening. This electronic age and the satellites and the GPS is connecting everything. Did I mention the internet? I'm pretty familiar with the social consciousness and how things kind of come and go and how people come and go and ideas come and go. But there are some ideas that will not go away. And these are some of the quality things I'm talking about. We are going to be in a position where, as more and more people come, we'll always be a little further ahead. One day the amazing atheist might be the George Washington of YouTube. Maybe Pat Condell will have his head on a cyber Mount Rushmore. Maybe one day 1,000 young virgins will worship me like a god. But we can only hope for such things. I know it's one of the things that I need to work on is kindness. All the people that I'm friends with, or the people I know in real life, for the most part, I got no problem with kindness. It's just these people who keep coming and telling me I'm going to go to hell and stuff. I guess I need to just laugh it off and pity them even more. I need to transcend. I want to help you transcend. And I know you can do it. I just want to constantly be slammed with the cognitive dissonance. I want to keep transcending and keep being enlightened. And I hope the same for you. And I know that many of you that have been with me on this quest over the last few years know that that is what's happening. So relax. It's cool. The cause is on the case. Peace.